The Grand Canyon, one of America's most breathtaking natural wonders, holds more than just stunning views. Beneath the canyon's vast silence lie haunted trails, vanished hikers, and spirits that never left. In this video, we uncover 7 real horror stories from the Grand Canyon that have terrified visitors and baffled rangers for decades. Some legends fade with time. These ones still whisper in the wind. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss the next chilling tale from the darkest corners of the world. Number 1. The Phantom of Marble Canyon Bridge. Marble Canyon Bridge, the striking span connecting to cliffs over the Colorado River, has long been the site of strange occurrences. But what turned this place into legend isn't a traffic accident, it's a haunting presence, a headless phantom that appears in the early morning mist, standing in the middle of the bridge as if searching for itself. The legend began in 1935, when an engineer working on the bridge mysteriously vanished during a heavy storm. All they found was his hard hat, bloody, lying in the center of the bridge. No body. In the days that followed, construction workers spoke of being watched, the feeling of footsteps behind them, cold breath on the back of their necks, and the heavy sound of boots echoing on steel, with no one in sight. Once, a maintenance worker was driving across the bridge at 3 a.m. when his headlights suddenly flickered out. In the dimming light, he saw a man in work clothes, headless, standing right in the middle of the bridge, one arm extended as if asking for help. When the lights came back on, he was gone. Since then, on nights of the new moon, people have reported seeing a dark figure pacing the bridge. A sudden chill descends. Phone clocks freeze. Cameras fail without reason. Locals swear the bridge always has a guest at midnight. One who doesn't speak, doesn't leave, just appears and fades back into the fog. Some believe the spirit doesn't know he's dead, still inspecting the structure, still guarding the place where he fell. But others whisper a darker tale. He saw something down in the canyon, something that made him collapse or something that pulled him under. Now, his soul is bound to the bridge, warning others not to look down too long. If you ever cross Marble Canyon Bridge at dawn, and the wind whistles through the cold steel rails, and your headlights blink just once, you can only hope not to see that man standing in the center, arm outstretched, eyes that aren't there. Number 2. The Curse of the Treasure Cavern. Deep within the scorched red cliffs of the Grand Canyon lies a whispered legend of a cursed cavern said to house an ancient treasure, sealed away by a long-lost tribe. Gold statues, sacred relics, urns filled with the ashes of chieftains, and a curse no one dares awaken. The story dates back to the 1930s, when a group of treasure hunters stumbled upon a narrow crevice that had never been charted. Wedged between the canyon walls, they found a stone-sealed cave entrance, adorned with strange carvings, twisted claw marks and hollow, watching eyes. Driven by greed, they broke through the seal. They entered and were never seen again. Days later, a search team picked up one final, flickering radio transmission, what sounded like muffled screams, the shrill scrape of something clawing at rock, and then silence. When they reached the site, they found nothing but a shattered radio and a faint trail of blood disappearing into the cave's depths. Local native tribes had long warned of the place. The cavern, they said, was not just a tomb for treasure, it was a prison, a place where an ancient god of chaos, Hassan, had been sealed away, a spirit that fed on greed, madness, and fear. To even glimpse the 6-fingered claw symbol carved into the wall was to be marked. Decades passed, but strange accounts persisted. Hikers and climbers spoke of hearing soft, ragged breathing echoing from the canyon walls, breaths that seemed wrong. Some claimed that, in the stuttering light of a dying flashlight, they saw a thin, crawling figure sliding along the stone, emaciated, eyes glowing like embers, watching, and then gone. No one has ever confirmed the cavern's location. Some say it's no longer in the same place, that it moves, like a living spirit, hiding itself from those who seek it. Others believe it only appears to those it chooses to trap. They say if you ever hear the clang of metal on stone in the middle of the night, or glimpse a flicker of golden light deep within a black crevice, you must turn away. Do not go near, because what lies within the treasure cavern is not just gold, it's a trap for your soul.
Number 3. The Canyon Pterodactyl. At the end of the 19th century, 2 explorers from the Arizona Gazette claimed to have ventured deep into the wildest, least charted reaches of the Grand Canyon, where they encountered something long believed extinct, the canyon pterodactyl. They described it as a massive, bat-like creature with leathery wings spanning wide like sails. One of them recalled seeing its silhouette glide between canyon walls, its eyes glowing faintly in the dying sunset. It looked like a ship, coasting silently across stone, one man whispered in his account. In the days following their return, strange evidence surfaced, deep claw marks gouged into stone, impossibly large, as if carved by a supernatural force. Some dismissed it as a hoax, but others couldn't ignore the growing number of strange reports. Hikers and river rafters along the Colorado River began to share similar experiences. The powerful, rhythmic whooshing of wings overhead, shaking the air like a helicopter passing too low. Sometimes, a massive shadow would dart over the canyon floor, then vanish behind cliffs. Other times, a low, echoing cry, unplaceable by any known bird, would resonate through the night sky, only to fade into silence, as if swallowed by the canyon itself. One photograph, passed secretly among cryptid hunters, shows two uniformed men standing beside a giant, unidentifiable carcass with outstretched wings. The image is grainy, possibly altered, but still haunting. It's not the evidence that gives this legend power, but the idea that something from a prehistoric world may still be hiding beneath the surface. There are rumors of uncharted caves and lightless fissures tucked deep within the canyon walls. Places never mapped, never explored. Could a relic of deep time truly survive there, sleeping, hunting, flying only at dusk? Eyewitnesses speak of eyes watching from behind the clouds, of an eerie silence before the sudden gust of a wing beat. The Grand Canyon itself seems to conspire in the legend, its vastness making it easy to hide something enormous, its shifting winds carrying the suggestion of movement where there is none. Imagine standing at the canyon's edge. The stars are hidden by clouds. The wind whistles through ancient stone corridors. You hear it, not just air, but a rhythm, a wing beat, powerful and steady, somewhere overhead. You look up. Nothing. Or, was that something fading behind the cliffs? In this place, too old, too deep, too unknowable, you feel the unsettling truth. Not everything that belongs to the past is truly gone. Some things may simply wait, just out of reach, in the shadows between rock and sky. And sometimes, the shadows fly.
Number 4. The Rake. Deep within the canyon, where no signal reaches, no campfires glow, and only wind scrapes across stone, lurks a creature known simply as the Rake. It appears in no guidebooks. No scientific record confirms it, but those who've seen it never forget. Its general shape is described as a gaunt, almost hairless body crawling on four elongated limbs tipped with razor-sharp claws, eyes that glow in the dark. When it appears, the air itself seems to contract, and something inside your spirit pulls taut. High moonlight or thick fog are the perfect conditions for it to emerge. The first mention of it surfaced in the 1990s near the Havasupai Falls. A group of campers woke in the dead of night, a faint rustling around their tent. When they pointed their flashlights outward, a thin, limber figure with two long limbs and cold, glowing eyes shimmered into view, and just as quickly vanished. They didn't hear breathing, only the unmistakable sense of being watched. Since then, rangers and canyon hikers in remote areas often report a feeling, something behind them, never attacking, just there, a presence in the depths of the canyon shadows, tracking every step, slipping back into stone the moment you turn it. The Rake doesn't seem malevolent in any conventional way. It doesn't howl, doesn't charge. It watches, silently, then fades like mist. Some believe it stems from native legends, a spirit of the canyon, a warning to those who stray too far into places where nature does not welcome them. Others whisper it could be an undiscovered species, something science hasn't caught up with yet. The haunting quality of the Rake lies not in gore, but in contrast. Its sudden arrival amid silence. Just a few seconds of eye contact with that cold gaze, and you feel squeezed, like your heart skips a beat. It reminds us that in a vast place like the Grand Canyon, there are unspoken mysteries, dwelling somewhere between night and fog, stretching long and unexplained. Number 5. The Mogollon Monster. The forests along the eastern edge of the Grand Canyon whisper when night falls. The pale glow of the moon filters through tall pines, casting the towering shadow of a beast, the Mogollon Monster, a legendary creature on par with Bigfoot, yet steeped in the wild essence of the Grand Canyon itself. Hunters and park rangers have shared what they've seen. I saw something over 2 meters tall, its body covered in thick black fur, eyes glowing red in the dark, and sometimes I'd hear a deep growl echoing through the trees. Its massive size leaves tracks in soft earth, footprints far too large for any human to make. Originally, the legend was passed down by the Kaibab native tribes. They spoke of it as a mountain spirit, an ancient being that lives between stone, forest, and shadow. But by the 1940s, a wave of hunter reports began linking the Kaibab forest hollows with monstrous growls. Even national park rangers claimed to hear heavy footsteps in the brush and feel a weight in the air, like something unseen pressing down from between the trees. When the moon shines just right, witnesses describe a dark figure slipping across forest roads, slouched posture, yet gliding fast and silent. A rotten, musky stench lingers as it passes, like death itself. Those who flee often describe shortness of breath, heartbeats pounding like fists against their ribcage. No one has ever truly seen it, only fragments, a flicker of motion, a darting shadow, a snarl broken by the wind. Footprints scattered near wild campsites suggest something real walks these woods. Some say it's a beast, others believe it's a forest spirit given form. Photographs and recordings exist, but nearly all are blurry, degraded, distorted by motion. The sounds, strange echoes that skeptics say could just be the wind through stone. Yet the true terror of the Mogollon monster isn't its roar or size. It's the feeling, the sense that something is following you, from tree to tree, the quiet rustling of leaves, the breath of wind, then a sudden shift, a black form sweeping past the corner of your eye and then silence. Crushing, heavy, endless. Whether it's an undiscovered species or an ancient myth echoing through tribal memory, the Mogollon monster lives on, like a chorus of deep notes humming from the canyon walls. Lonely, fierce, and impossible to forget. Number 6. The Brown Boys of Hopi House. Hopi House, the stone structure perched on the south rim of the canyon, was originally built as a museum to honor the culture of the Hopi people. But once night falls, it transforms into a stage for ghostly play. The Brown Boys, two child spirits dressed in early 20th century brown clothing. Night shift staff often tell stories. When no one else is around, small footprints appear on the wooden floors. Soft giggles echo down the empty hallways. Doors creak open and shut with no explanation. Lights flicker. Outlets spark to life and then go dark again, as if mischievous children are playing with the switches. Some visitors say they felt someone quietly rising on tiptoe beside them, while they browse souvenirs. A sudden cold gaze on the shoulder makes them flinch, but when they turn around, there's nothing but space. A lone marble rolling between their feet, though no child was ever near. One cleaner once found faint handprints, small, dust-free patches on the glass, like a child had wiped it with their palm. Experts offered no scientific explanation, except for an old tale, that two boys once lived nearby, and died in a tragic fire. Though their passing happened over a century ago, their spirits still appear at night, not to haunt, but to exist, like echoes of children whose lives once filled this place with laughter. Attentive tourists sometimes notice a soft thump, as if someone had just patted the empty seat next to them, or hear a tiny sound like a toy falling, though no toys are around. The Brown Boys do not threaten, but their presence adds a subtle pulse of life, eerie and delicate, into the museum's quiet architecture. The feeling they leave is strangely warm and cold at the same time, as though stepping into a childhood memory that has faded. A laugh once heard, now forgotten. Hopi House becomes more than a cultural monument. It turns into a place where childhood lingers in every grain of wood and crevice of stone, playfully whispering to each passing guest, "We're still here." Number 7. The Whispering Trolls of the Canyon. Far within the canyon, hidden among its deep, narrow crevices, a legend whispers on the wind, the tale of the Whispering Trolls. These small, elusive beings are never fully seen, only felt, a fleeting sound, an eerie presence, unexplained footsteps in the dust. Said to be no taller than a child, these trolls have moss-gray skin like damp stone, with long arms made for climbing canyon walls. No one remembers their faces, only the echo of a voice calling your name from behind, or a faint laugh ricocheting between the rocks. Some hikers have reported, "I heard someone whisper my name behind me. When I turned, there was no one, but I saw tiny footprints fading in the dust." Stories spread among night climbers, accounts of faint murmurs like insects in the wind, here mysteriously moved, or small glowing eyes like a cat's flickering from cracks in the canyon walls. When someone tries to approach the source of the sound, it vanishes. All that remains is the sound of their own breath echoing back. According to legend, the Whispering Trolls are ancient spirits guarding the canyon, misunderstood and protected. Sometimes, they lure uninvited strangers deeper into the maze of rocks, using voices that mimic a friend or call out your own name. Some people claim they wandered all night, unaware they were being led in circles. The locals believe, if you respect the canyon, keep silent, and don't seek them, they will leave you be. But if you play loud music, shout, or mock the space, the trolls will react. When provoked, they might guide you away from your path, not out of malice, but out of ancient instinct. By the time dawn breaks, you may realize you've left no clear trail to return, only faint footprints that seem to fade as you look. The whispering trolls are not enemies. They are strange and sacred, creatures that live between sound and silence, guardians of stillness. Their whispers wrap around you like fog, and the terror lies not in what you see, but in what you sense. Someone is listening. Your name is being spoken by something that has no voice. You are not alone here. In that moment, you understand. You are not exploring the canyon. The canyon is holding on to you.
Thank you for watching. If you find this video interesting, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Join me in exploring more mysteries in the next videos. Goodbye and see you again.